What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm C.
I'm P.
And today we're going to be reacting to Dr. Phil. You don't ever, never, ever. That's a lot of
You don't ever, never, ever put your hands on a woman.
You don't
in
ever,
anger.
never, ever put your hands on a woman in anger. You shouldn't put your hands on a woman, period.
Period.
Yeah, anger.
I was like, in anger. Period. You shouldn't put your hands on anybody, period. Let's say
there you go.
that.
Let's get one step further, you know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man, Dr. Phil, we're gonna see.
Does he still have a show? I remember I used to watch it a while back. He used to be on right before Oprah.
I don't know if he still has it. I'm pretty sure the last big one that blew up was the Catch Me Outside girl. What was that, a couple of years ago? So maybe.
I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe he does. I don't know. Tell us in the comments, guys.
I haven't watched him in a while. I used to back in the day with my mom. Like me and her would be watching Ellen, Oprah, and him. So, but I haven't in a while.
Alright, let's see what this is about.
Should be interesting.
About the domestic violence.
Dr. Phil goes ham. Like he literally tells people off. He's almost like Jerry Springer in that way.
Yeah, but sometimes though, I feel like he'd be like, you know how now people are becoming woke.
Oh yeah, becoming too like
yeah. I feel like
censoring themselves because they're afraid they're gonna get canceled.
Exactly. I feel like if you're a big like star like on TV, you like even the late night TV shows are doing that shit now. So,
but it's not their fault. Like they have to protect their careers, and the way that society is being right now, and politicians and stuff like that.
I mean, yeah.
So,
if I was like, I'm pretty sure most of us, if we were risking millions of dollars,
yeah,
we would say, just cater to the audience, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's the $20 million check. You'd be like, hell yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean?
You gotta put yourself in their shoes.
So let's go, man.
All right.
Michael's allegations. He says that she attacked with football moves and tackles and punched, kicked in the face, had a chair that was swung at him from across the room. His mouth was cut up, bloody nose and scratches on his face, neck, and chest.
It seemed like she's the fucking like abuser in that relationship.
You shouldn't hit anybody.
You say she has come at you, she has attacked you, and that oftentimes you have done what you have done purely in defense.
Yes, that incident, definitely.
I don't care what she does. If she starts punching you, then you turn around and walk away. If she starts following you, then you walk faster. If she starts chasing you, then you outrun her. If you have to, you get behind the door. But you don't ever, never, ever put your hands on a woman in anger, ever.
Let me pause it here. I kind of agree with him, I kind of don't, right? If like, obviously, if the girl is non-threatening to you, like, she's not really gonna hurt you that much, then yeah, like, walk away, or like, the first option, you should try to walk away and, separate yourself from her and move on. And so, you don't get into like a altercation that's gonna cause the man to be put in jail. But if the girl's coming at you with a knife, like, I feel like that's a precedent to use violence to defend yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If she has a weapon that can actually hurt you, I feel like that gives you the right to defend yourself. You know
I think when it comes to a certain extent, everybody has the right to defend themselves. And I say everybody because I hate when people be like, she's a woman, she can't hurt you. There's a lot of women that I know that could literally fuck a person up, okay? Like, so I don't like to use those lines, but I also agree that nobody should hit anybody. If you're using like fist to fist, woman and man, then yeah, I agree with Dr. Phil. Walk away, go behind a closed door, outrun her, or call the cops if you got to. You know what I mean? But if she's using weaponry on you, like my boyfriend said, then yeah, you have the right to defend yourself, and vice versa. If it's a man doing that, you have the right to defend yourself.
I think never ever is a exaggeration.
And the anger thing, I think is stupid.
Okay,
and, period.
Let's
so.
And somehow or another, you think that's funny somehow? Tell me what's funny about that. You just don't put your hands on a woman in anger. And anybody that does is a chicken coward. No, you're not done. No, let me tell you.
I'm done.
Okay, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If you want to be done, if you want to walk out of here, then you can walk straight into the LAPD, my friend. Because, and let me tell you something.
Wait, didn't they just say what she did to him and other things that she did? Like, see, and that's why I tell guys, there's a obvious bias when it's a woman, men and women violence. That's why I say your first option is always to like find a way to like separate yourself and get away from that situation. Because anything you do that hurt her anyway, it doesn't matter what she did.
Yep.
It only matters what you do. That's what's going on here. He didn't hold her accountable for anything she did to him.
Nope.
It's all his
He
fault.
literally said, "I don't care what she did."
That's crazy, exactly.
Like, so
That's crazy. It's
I think that's crazy too.
you don't hold women accountable for
You
any
need to
of this.
hold people accountable.
That's crazy.
You have to hold people accountable for their actions. So she should have never put her hands on him, and he should have never put her hands
Exactly.
on her. So
that's crazy. And that's why guys gotta be careful, guys, because
you do.
be careful, man, because
It's-
no one is gonna believe like anything you say. If she's hurt in any way,
Yeah.
you say it was self-defense, most likely they're not gonna believe you.
I wouldn't
So-
say believe. I just think they don't care.
Yes.
As soon as they see
Exactly,
a woman,
They don't care what she did.
a defenseless woman,
Right.
they're like, which to me is crazy because there's a lot of women out there. I've seen it. That they are crazier than men.
Right.
They literally will
Ah,
pull
let-
your hair out and scratch
Let's
your eyeballs
continue.
out if they
Let's
can.
continue.
Oh, yeah,
Because last night in our hotel, as our guest, you decided to trash a hotel room. And in that hotel room, you created vandalism of personal property. And let me tell you what that amounts to, okay? So you want to get all self-righteous with me, buddy boy. You smashed the thermostat, you smashed the glasses, you tore up the lamp, and every person who maliciously commits any of the following acts with respect to any real or personal property not his or her own, in cases other than those specified by state law, is guilty of vandalism, and that person faces up to a year in prison and a $10,000 fine.
See, I think
That was wrong.
they're both like effed up. Both of them are effed up, right? But I feel like that he's only going after what the guy did, not what the girl did. I feel like he should go after what both of them did and how they both created the situation.
I think a lot of people on TV and especially people that are affiliated with news channel shows like Dr. Phil is, tend to lean towards women and how women are gentle creatures and shouldn't get any harm. That's one. And two, I think he's also holding a personal anger grudge because he did this to the hotel room that they
That's not
provided
his,
for him.
Right, I guess, yeah.
They provided for
Yeah.
him, so they paid for the hotel room. So technically, it's under their name, their card. So if any damages happen to the hotel, they would have to pay for it unless they take a legal stance towards the person that was in that room, which is what he's talking about now, which could go up to jail time.
Let's
and fines.
finish it, and then I'm gonna do my thoughts.
So you are here by my grace, my friend. So you can talk to me or you can talk to the LAPD backstage, your choice. If you think a man putting his hands on a woman in anger is cowardly, stand up.
Okay. I think we've already said that, you know. But I feel like Dr. Phil is also a little bit of a coward because it's way easier to attack a man on TV than a woman. Because if you attack a man, most people will either they don't care or they just take your side. But if you attack a woman, there's gonna be an army of
That's what
women
I'm
coming
saying.
after you. So I think you are. I didn't watch the whole episode, so I don't know if he actually went on the girl. But based on what I've seen here, I feel like he's taking the easy way out, only going after the guy and not after the girl also, because he knows that there's not gonna be any attacks on him for going after the guy. But if you go after the girl, people might come at you like, oh, she's a woman, you can't blah 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 blah.
Well, look at that crowd.
You know what I mean?
See
Exactly.
their reaction towards that?
Exactly.
If you
That's
went
what I
after
mean.
the girl, it would be a total different reaction.
That's what I mean.
So-
You're a little bit of a coward too, to be honest.
That's
with
what I'm
you.
saying. That's what I was trying to say before about how like people like Dr. Phil and Oprah and Ellen that tend to have their shows on TV channels with news broadcasters and stuff like that, like those popular TV channels like Fox and CSN and blah blah blah. They have to basically, like you were saying before, do that shelter thing. What's it called? Woke talk because of their audience and their crowd. Because if the audience or crowd is unhappy, that means their numbers go down. If their numbers go down, their money goes down.
Actually, that makes perfect sense because which gender watches the shows more, men and women? Who watches them more? Women are the majority of the people who, the audience,
Yes,
and I'm pretty
stay-at-home
sure the
moms.
people who tune
Because
in.
this is stuff that
So that makes
airs
sense.
like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So where most men and certain women are at work during those times, this caters to those stay-at-home moms.
Yeah, so if you actually attack women, they're gonna start tuning off. So if you attack a guy, they're gonna be like, yeah, you know how most women think guys are just assholes, they whatever, they're good for nothing. So if you attack guys, they're gonna,
Pieces of shit.
they're gonna really, tune in for the next episode. But if you don't, so I guess business wise it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I feel like you should like be fair and say what both of them did wrong, because both of them are
It's
pieces
kind of
of
like
shit.
it's a fine
basically.
line for talk shows like this, because most talk shows when they do stuff like this, they're supposed to be the devil's advocate. They're supposed to
It's supposed to be unbiased.
unbiased. They're
But-
supposed to be in the middle, but at the same time, they have to cater to
the audience.
To the audience.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like a fine line.
And
It
also,
kinda-
it's easier to bash a guy than bashing a girl on TV.
Yes.
So it's like, overwhelmingly, you have to go with bashing the guy. Because
So
that
with certain
actually.
scenarios, depending on a scenario like this one, they would have to either lean towards the audience or lean towards being unbiased.
Which what makes more business sense is lean towards the audience.
Exactly.
So, yeah, but I think that's, as somebody who's a psychiatrist, is he a doctor, psychiatrist, whatever? I
Stop.
think he's a psychiatrist.
Think so?
A psychiatrist? I don't think he's a medical doctor, right? I think he's a psychiatrist or psychiatrist. For somebody who actually gives advice and say that you help people, I feel like it's important to be unbiased and actually say what both sides did wrong and what both sides did right.
Yeah,
That's all I gotta say, guys.
I agree. That's all we have to say. Let us know in the
What you
comments below what you think about our thoughts about what Dr.
Dr.
Phil
Phil,
reacted. Like, subscribe, ring that bell so you can be notified for our upcoming videos in the future.
See you next time.